In the small town of Willow Creek, old Rahim was practically invisible. People saw him driving his dusty tractor, his hands worn from work, and just thought, there goes the farmer. He grew vegetables, sold a few eggs, and kept to himself. But behind that quiet exterior was a story no one could have imagined. Rahim's farm wasn't just land. It was a legacy passed down through 3 generations. It had fed half the county for nearly a century, but times were changing. The weather grew harsh, and the seasons became a cruel lottery. One by one, other farmers gave up, selling their land to developers. Rahim stayed. For him, growing food wasn't a business, it was a responsibility. Every morning before the sun even thought about rising, he'd walk his fields alone. He wasn't just walking. He was listening, feeling the soil, reading the air, and whispering quiet prayers for rain. Some folks in town would chuckle, calling him old-fashioned for shunning modern tech. They had no idea he was playing a completely different game. Then the crisis hit. A brutal drought, the worst in 40 years, choked the life out of the state. Cornfields turned to brown husks. Tomato vines shriveled into nothing. Store shelves went bare and food prices shot through the roof. Even the biggest, most advanced farms watched their multi-million-dollar investments wither and die, but not Rahim's farm. His fields remained stubbornly, impossibly green. Whispers started flying around town. He must be stealing water. He must have some secret, illegal machine. The truth, however, was far more brilliant. For years, while everyone else slept, Rahim had been a secret student. He devoured research papers on soil conservation, watched hours of videos on water retention, and even took online classes in regenerative agriculture. While others relied on pumping more and more water, Rahim had rebuilt his farm's entire ecosystem. He planted trees to act as windbreaks. He restored the natural water channels that crisscrossed his land. He used layers of mulch and cover crops to trap every single drop of moisture, and he installed rainwater collection systems long before anyone else even thought about a drought. People saw a simple farmer, but they were looking at an agricultural genius in disguise. One morning, the mayor and a group of county officials drove up to his farm, expecting to find proof of his cheating. Instead, they found an oasis. A thriving, vibrant farm bursting with more food than ever before. Rahim? How? The mayor asked, completely stunned. Rahim just wiped the sweat from his brow. I just listened to the land, he said quietly. It tells you what it needs if you're willing to pay attention. The mayor knew right then. This wasn't just about one farm. This knowledge could save everyone. Within a week, Rahim's farm became a landmark. University experts, agricultural boards, and journalists all made the pilgrimage to see the miracle for themselves. Rahim, ever humble, offered them all tea and patiently answered every question. But even he couldn't have prepared for what happened next. A line of black SUVs rolled down his dusty road, and out stepped the governor herself. The whole town came to a standstill. Everyone gathered at the fence, watching as the governor walked right up to Rahim, who stood there holding a basket of fresh tomatoes. Mr. Rahim, she said, shaking his hand, you have saved this state from a disaster. Rahim looked puzzled. Ma'am, I only saved my fields, she smiled. And in doing so, you helped thousands survive. Your methods, we need them statewide. Then she did something no one expected. She stepped back, brought her hand to her forehead, and gave him a formal salute. A wave of gasps went through the crowd. This state owes you a debt, the governor announced to everyone. You are no longer just a farmer. You are a protector of our land, a steward of our future. Rahim felt a lump form in his throat. In his entire life, no one had ever honored him like this. The crowd erupted in cheers as the governor presented him with the State Medal of Agricultural Excellence. He didn't use the fame to get rich. Instead, he opened his farm to anyone who wanted to learn, holding free workshops for struggling farmers. At the state conference, he ended his speech with a few simple words. Never underestimate the hands that feed you. A farmer is not just anything. A farmer is the backbone of a nation. From that day on, no one in Willow Creek ever called him just a farmer again. They called him a hero. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.